A daughter-in-law is cooking while holding her baby. The mother-in-law comes in and pours hot oil from a frying pan on her back. The girl cries in pain. Some time passes. Now the daughter-in-law is working at a supermarket, putting things on shelves. The mother-in-law comes there and says, "Give me my money back. You should thank me. You got this job because of me. You don't do anything for me or my son. From now on, give all your money to me." The daughter-in-law replies, "Yes, I thank you for helping me get this job. But please remember, I pay for everything in the house." The mother-in-law shouts, "Give me the money." She pulls all the money from the daughter-in-law's apron and says, "I will burn you again." While counting the money, the daughter-in-law says, "Please don't waste it." The mother-in-law replies, "Don't tell me what to do," and walks away. Outside, her son is waiting. He asks, "Why did you take so long?" She replies, "I was convincing your wife to give us money." He takes the money and they both leave. Then they go to visit the second daughter-in-law. She is surprised and says, "I didn't think you would come." The mother-in-law apologizes and says, "We came to bring gifts for our granddaughter. I love her a lot." The daughter-in-law thanks her. The husband also gives his second wife a gift. They all talk and go to celebrate the birthday. Next day, the mother's getting her son ready. The second wife arrives with her daughter. She says, "I came to give you a surprise. I'll live with you now. Also, I got a job for my husband." They thank her. Suddenly, the first wife arrives. She says, "So now you'll live with her in our house?" The husband replies, "Stay away. She is my wife." The second wife also says, "Go away." The first wife cries and says, "This is my home. You all leave." The mother-in-law replies, "You leave. You don't belong here anymore." She takes the son and new daughter-in-law inside and locks the door. Sometime later, the mother-in-law and second wife are looking at pictures. The mother-in-law smiles and praises her childhood photos. The son enters and says, "I have a surprise." He brings his first salary. They all get very happy. The mother-in-law says, "Thank you. This is all because of you. You are like an angel for us." The daughter-in-law says, "Please don't say that. I'm always here to help." They all go shopping. On the other side, the first wife is walking in a park, holding her daughter in her arms. She says, "What will I do now? God, please help me." She hears a woman talking on the phone. "I need a maid." She walks over and says, "Ma'am, do you need a helper? Please give me a chance. I will work hard." She begs for a job. The woman agrees. A few days later, the woman calls her and says, "I'm going abroad, so I have to let you go." The woman cries and pleads, "Please don't fire me." The lady makes her sit on a chair and says, "I'm going abroad, and from today, you are the in charge of this place." On the other hand, the husband quits his job. The second wife gets angry. "Why did you leave it?" He says, "It was too hard for me. I couldn't handle it." The mother-in-law says to the daughter-in-law, "Don't speak to my son like that." She says, "Why? Should I run this house all by myself?" She leaves. Some days later, the mother and son go to a job interview. There they see the first daughter-in-law. They get happy. The mother-in-law says, "You own this company?" She moves to hug her, but the daughter-in-law stops her. "I can't help you. I remember everything you did to me." They apologize. She says, "Please stay out of my life and my daughter's life. Leave now before I call security." The mother-in-law says, "Please think again." She replies, "There's nothing to think about. Get out." They leave quietly. If you like the story, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Love.